Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into the Four Nations face-off in the NHL. Of course, not every country is playing, but personally, I do not care about the Four Nations face-off. I know I put out a poll last week that said, hey, what do you guys think? Do y'all like this idea of the NHL pausing to have this little international tournament thing? And, y'all said, yeah, y'all liked it, but I do not. I don't really care for it. I don't. I just don't. A lot of guys are injured. A lot of guys are just kind of doing their thing. They get to have a couple weeks off and everything like that, or at least a week and a half off, Well, yeah, 2 weeks off, technically. Technically 2 weeks off, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So, yeah. Good timing, too, because, the Winnipeg Jets have looked really, really good. In fact, they lead the NHL in points right now with 81. Florida also, very, very good. And the Washington Capitals, of course, led by Alex Ovechkin, who's 16 goals away from passing Wayne Gretzky for the all-time goals scored. And the way the Jets been playing, with the way Edmonton's been playing, basically, if you are, an Edmonton player, or maybe you're on the Avalanche, McKinnon, of course, Cole Makar, doing their thing. You are in position to be in position. A lot of things are getting closer to being set, as most teams have played anywhere between 54, 55, 56, 57 games. So that means we've got about 25 left after this break concludes. So, again, the Jets being out in front right now, clearly out in front. They have more points than my Dallas Stars right now. Stars are right behind them, 9 points right behind, at this moment. And they had just been scoring a breakneck speed with over 200 goals for them. And I'm telling you, again, Jets are pretty good. What we don't need to see anymore on TV is the Chicago Blackhawks. Please do not put them on national TV ever again. I do not need to see this Blackhawks team until they get better. I get it. Connor Bedard is a fantastic player, but I just do not need to see the Blackhawks on any sort of national TV thing, for quite some time. The Winter Classic, I didn't watch the Winter Classic because the Blackhawks were in it and they're terrible. Didn't watch a game last week, because the Blackhawks were on it and they're not good. They're just not. They only have 41 points, 17 wins in total. Just not a good team. Don't put the Blues on TV either, but, it is what it is. The West is a little bit more, of a set piece, Dylan Duke played yesterday, and he scored his first goal. That was great. That was great. Yeah, and again, Vegas is really, really good. Vegas is, of course, Vegas is always pretty good. But there is a little bit of some things going on in the Pacific Division. Again, the Oilers, Vegas, of course, the late threat. The LA Kings are there. Vancouver, yeah. JT Miller is no longer on Vancouver. Yeah, so he's in New York. He's in New York now, with the Rangers. And again, the East, on the other hand, there's a reason why there's a lot of Eastern Conference games, like on TNT or ESPN or ABC and stuff like that. It's because it's a log jam for the most part, trying to figure out who in the world is going to be those playoff teams out, of the East. Because, again, right now, the Panthers, again, Reinhardt and crew, have just been on a tear, and again, Ovechkin, and those Capitals, again, lead also one of the top teams in the NHL right now. So, things are starting to get crazy. Quinn Hughes isn't playing in the Four Nations face-off. Sidney Crosby's still kind of mulling it over. I think he said he was going to. He's going to try, and play, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But, You know, there's a lot of time left between now and the end of the season in mid-April. There's a lot of time left for these 25 or so games for the most of these teams. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of things that need to happen. I think if you have at least 70 points, I think you are safe. So like the West, the teams in the West are mostly safe at this point. Like for the most part, the Dallas Stars are safe. Winnipeg is safe. Vegas, teams like those are safe. Now on the other side of the equation, you have the East, which is a little bit more tricky to kind of follow because again, top 3, 2 wild cards. So the Ottawa Senators, have been pretty good. Detroit, they are pretty talented. The Bruins, again, they are trailing behind, but they're getting there. The Rangers, again, who have been, they were on a little bit of a losing streak, then they won like 7 in a row, and then they they were like 5-0-2 for like their last 7, and like won it like a couple weeks ago, and then they just won a game yesterday. So, again, it's a bit of a logjam. It's a lot less, a lot less crazy, but I don't know, man. I don't know. The Panthers have 71. The Toronto Maple Leafs, Tampa Bay Lightning, who are also pretty good, Senators, of course. The Red Wings have 61. They are like right out. They are like right in the mix right now. But looking barely on the outside are the Boston Bruins, who have been pretty inconsistent at times. The Columbus Blue Jackets, who've lost 4 in a row going into the break. The Rangers, of course, who are still in the mix. The Islanders, and yes, even the Pittsburgh Penguins are still in the mix. And again, there's a reason why I said there's a bit of a log jam, in the East, because there's just there's not a lot separating these teams. There's not a lot separating them right now. If 3 games goes somebody's way, then I think there could be something there. But again, it's just so close right now in the East that I don't know what in the world's going to happen. As far as the PWHL goes, I have not watched much, if at all, of the league this year so far. So the fact that we have Montreal, Minnesota, New York, and Toronto at the top of the standings right now, Boston and Ottawa, both have 17 points, are at the bottom of the league right now, but again, things are a little bit different, with the point system in the PWHL. I've been trying to, there is a, one of their, games in Edmonton that will be coming up next Saturday, or Sunday. I think it's next Saturday or Sunday. Sarah Fillier is leading in points. She has the second most assists in the league right now, 15 for her. Marie Poland with 10 goals leading the league, and from Montreal. Claire Thompson with 11 assists for Minnesota, leading the league there. For both goals, for the save percentage and the goals against, and Renee Desbians, .935 save percentage, only giving up barely 2 goals a game. Montreal, again, 31 points, absolutely the leader right now out in front. 8-3-1-2. At this time with 31 points. There's gonna be some things. I'm gonna be watching some more PWHL, trying to fit it in. Because I've been watching a lot of basketball lately. I've been watching a lot of women's basketball, watching a lot of college basketball lately. I've been trying to fit it in and see where I could put it. But again, the PWHL, still, has the TSN deal, YouTube in the United States, and everything in between. And I think, they're coming off a little bit of a break themselves. They had a little break after February the 2nd. The teams have had a little break for about 9 or 10 days. Again, international competitions have been kind of beefing up, and that's why there's been so many different breaks, in the PWHL. So that kind of kills the momentum for me. when it comes to me trying to watch it, but I'm doing my best. I'm trying to fit some times in there. It's kind of hard because once I get home, sometimes I'm just like, I'm tired. I do not want to watch anything. So I've kind of saved myself for a Saturday, which I love sports on a Saturday. I love sports on a Saturday more than anything in the world. I think that's the perfect day to have a sports day, just to dedicate yourself to watching sports. That's the perfect day in my eyes at this point. Really, it really is. It really is. Like, are you wrong about that? No, I'm not wrong about that. It's the perfect day to watch the sports. So I'll fit in some PWHL in somewhere. What I really want for the PWHL, though, is an actual TV deal in the United States. What I really want is to see if somebody like Ion or CW, and I keep bringing up those two specifically because they need more sports than anything. They need something like the PWHL more than anything, especially Ion, who's like, they want to be the champions of women's sports, So I really want to see that, but right now I just don't see it, and I wish I did. There was some data, that came out like the other day too, that like the PWHL is like doing a little bit better than the pro volleyball right now, which is crazy to me. But I mean, hey, again, the talent is there. There have been, some controversies, but it's yada yada at this point. Like the games have been pretty, from highlights that I've seen, have been pretty good. Again, I've watched barely any games. Like I've been barely tuned in for more than 5 minutes into a game for the most part. Now there has been like maybe one or two that I've watched in full, but again, for the most part, I've just been kind of, looking at highlights and stuff like that. And that's the same thing with like other sports too, because again, a lot of other stuff has taken a lot of my time. So I'm hoping to watch more PWHL now that, some stuff is kind of, getting pushed to the wayside. So again, the way things are right now, I'm thinking we are getting, a championship in the PWHL that's looking pretty good. We could get anything. There's only 6 teams, but again, a lot can happen between now and May, when the playoffs start. So who knows? Again, NHL, same thing. A lot can happen between now and April. Again, the East is such a logjam right now that I don't even know what in the world's going to happen. The trade deadline is also next month. So in like less than a month, we'll have the trade deadline. I will add that video back to the schedule. Originally, I was going to go abroad, but I have since axed that plan. It's a little bit too personal to say on here why, but I have axed that plan. So, we're going to be here doing an NHL video. When the trade deadline happens, that's when I will let you guys know what my thoughts are on the NHL trade deadline and everything like that. So for me to you, I'm going to get on out of here. You'll be seeing this video on Monday. I'm recording during the Super Bowl right now. So, yeah, the Super Bowl, it's a blowout. So you'll see my thoughts on the Super Bowl in like, I don't know how many minutes, when it's over. Yeah. Good night, everybody. And yeah, I'll see you throughout the week. Maybe an interview, maybe not. I don't know. President's Day weekend is going to be super busy, though. So